Hi everyone, today I'm gonna walk you through how we put up the small greenhouse. We built it in just a couple of days and for under 200 bucks. I will show you the whole process, how we did it, why we went with this particular design and what material we used. This is the Village Life in Ukraine channel. I'm Vyacheslav and I'm giving you a real look at our country life here in Ukraine. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and let's dive right in. Before we get into the building stuff, I want to tell you how this all started. Lately, because of the climate changing here in Ukraine, we've been getting barely any rain in the summer, and then we get this totally unexpected frost right after it starts getting warm in the spring. My wife always dreamed of having a really nice huge greenhouse, like the ones you see on Instagram or Pinterest, 100 square meters or more with misters, heating, and the whole shebang. But as you can probably tell from what you are seeing, that plan didn't quite pan out. We submitted a business plan for some support from an international charity fund since we are eligible as veterans. But clearly they weren't into it because we didn't even get a rejection letter. They just completely ghosted our application. But we weren't going to let that stop us. We just decided to go small, using only the stuff we could actually afford and forget about all those fancy accessories, gadgets, and other. The greenhouse is 18 square meters, so it's a 3 by 6 meter space. We are planning to put in a drip irrigation system later. For the main materials, we just used wooden timber and plastic film. Plus, we grabbed a small amount of insulation, some screws, and other bits and pieces. All the different sizes of timber cost us about $150. Another 25 went to the film, and the last 25 was for everything else. We used the 50 on 50 millimeters wood as the main supports. The parts that are in the ground were treated with used motor oil to help stop them from rotting so fast, and we pressed the perimeter with corner brackets to make sure it was solid. This was the wood we had for the main frame, the thickest stuff we had. We added the thinner pieces in between to reinforce it and take some of the loads off. We didn't pour any concrete. We just dug the posts into the ground and reinforced them at the bottom with those simple corner brackets. That's our basic frame. The greenhouse is 1.8 meters high at the peak. Obviously, our structure isn't as robust as it would be with thicker wood, so that's why we reinforced it with the thinner stuff. Again, we built this based on our real-life budget, not on some ideal scenario. The hardest part was the roof. It was the trickiest thing to install, but we got it done. The door in the front. We used the most timber to really strengthen the entire structure, mainly to reduce the area where the vines could hit the film and tear it up. The frame itself is strong, but the film can easily rip where it touches the corners of the wood. To stop that from happening, we covered all the wood edges with the special soft shiny insulation. That's why we bought it. It's soft and prevents the film from tearing if it snags on anything. Okay, so now we are stretching the plastic film right over the roof. First we covered the top and the sides in one continuous piece. Then we cut it for the front and back sections. Just to jump ahead, we are just covering the film's edges with soil. We are not fixing them with anything else down. On the roof we put 20 by 40 mil timber between the main frame pieces, and on the walls we used 20 by 30 mil with 90 centimeters spacing. This is specifically so the wine doesn't flap the film around too much, keeping the stress lower. We fixed the film on top using 10 by 20 mil timber strips. You could use regular staples, but these thin strips help it tear less. Look, I know, a ton of experts are probably gonna pop up and tell me we built this greenhouse all wrong and we have done it differently, but we are working with the experience we have, what we pick it up ourselves, and the budget we have. We plan to build a few more greenhouses, and this is our first test run, our pilot project. We'll learn from this one and figure out how to make the next ones better or simpler. We did it together and we are happy. The biggest headache was fixing the film to the back wall. We thought we had enough film, but it was just a little short. Plus, we planned for a little vent here for airflow. Why did we choose the double-sloped roof design? Mostly because it gives me enough space. If it was a single-sloped roof, I would have to be crawling on my hands and knees on one side, or we would have needed much taller wood. Another question is why we skipped rebar and plastic pipes. We calculated that using plastic pipes and rebar would actually be more expensive than just using timber. Ready-made greenhouses are super pricey, which is why we decided to DIY it. Overall, I'm happy with it. We'll definitely see how it holds up and performs next spring when we start using it fully. But for now it's standing strong and it holds the temperature. That's the most important thing it needs to do. And we'll take it from there. This is our first shot and it with this greenhouse. We'll expand it, upgrade it and try to make it the best we can. The long-term plan is to slowly cover more and more of our garden with greenhouses and cover them with shade netting in the summer because we've had so little water here over the past few years and I doubt that's going to change. We are also planning to add drip irrigation first for greenhouse and then to everything else. So here's how it looks after we nailed everything down. And of course, backside of our greenhouse. Now my wife trimmed off all the excess wood after everything was secured. So this is the finished little greenhouse. You can already see it's wet inside because of the temperature difference, which means it's holding the heat. Let's head inside now. This is what it looks like inside. My wife has already planted some latuk and greens in there. The temperature, I would guess, is about 5 degrees warmer. We haven't bought a thermometer yet sadly, but we will so we can track everything exactly. So that's our new little greenhouse for 200 bucks. We did it, and it means one another little step for our dreams. If you liked this video, please hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment, that really means a lot of me. Wishing you all pieces and all the best. Catch you in the next one.